During the 60s, the altares became something very powerful for the Chicano community. Many of our Chicanos were being killed in Vietnam. For example, in just Edgewood School District alone, over 55 were killed in Vietnam. And that's not even including the rest of the West Side or the South Side or the rest of the Southwest. And so the altares in the homes became a very powerful, very personal. My two older brothers went to Vietnam, and my cousin didn't come back.
On the West Side, one of the manifestations that is particularly beautiful and powerful is the conflation, if you will, of military service among Latino, mostly men in the earlier days, who die in service, in the military service, serving the U.S. I believe that that conflation of military and Day of the Dead is unique to San Antonio.
So basically, during the Vietnam War, the altares took on a very strong and passionate altar. It was cultura at its finest.
Tejano's San Antonio-based stories exclusively performed at a West Side theater will be put on pause for overdue renovations. The iconic Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center is expected to be revamped into a destination performance theater. The 19's Camelia Juarez tells us where performances will be held during construction and what this means for the city's West Side.
The blue Art Deco exterior sitting in the city's cultural arts district.
Our theater, the Guadalupe Theater, it's a treasure. It's our jewel on the West Side.
The Guadalupe Culture and Arts Theater is known for hosting Cine Festival, the largest Latino film festival in the country, and performances highlighting Tejano culture.
We've interviewed people in our community about their stories and about their struggles in order to educate our students and our audiences about the stories that are not told in our history books.
Built in the 1940s, the theater will be temporarily closed for the next 2 years as it undergoes a total overhaul. The stage, the backstage, the seating, the plumbing, movie projectors, building acoustics will all be modernized.
We are now at the point that we have vintage equipment.
So part of the reason the theater is closing is because it's becoming a liability for a lot of people. You can see this watch your step sign. This is what you're watching out for. The floor is sinking.
So we're not lying when we say that, though it's being held together with duct tape.
Repairs are set to cost close to $6 million, paid for in part by tax dollars and an anonymous foundation donor.
We deserve the best facilities, just like there are facilities with the best amenities in other parts of town. We deserve to have those in the West Side of San Antonio.
Performances will continue through partnerships with other local theaters. The theater is set to reopen in late 2025.
But it's very exciting that it is going to get a much needed facelift.
Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
The record-challenging heat was in the forecast. The halo in the sky was not in the forecast.
Yeah, not so much.
No, but okay, so we had drier air today. That's one of the reasons why it was able to warm up so quickly, but it didn't feel all that terrible, honestly, this afternoon, because yes, the dry air helps. We don't have a heat index value, but we also had some high clouds, and those high clouds were able to produce this. We had so many KSAT Connect photos come in. This is a 22-degree halo. A lot of folks also asking what exactly is happening here. So a 22-degree halo forms when we do have a deck of high clouds present. Those high clouds, they're made up of ice crystals that actually refract the sunlight twice, bending it by about 22 degrees and creating this halo effect around the sun. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you all so much for sending in those KSAT Connect photos. If you want to go check them out, ksat.com/connect or on your KSAT Weather Authority app. All right, we mentioned the dry air. it's not going to last that much longer. In fact, we're already starting to see southeast winds pump in more of that Gulf moisture. Dew points are rising into the 50s and low 60s this hour, and by the time we're waking up first thing tomorrow morning, those dew points are expected to be elevated even more so. So if you're stepping out first thing tomorrow morning, you likely will notice a little bit more of a muggy feel, especially compared to the cool and crisp mornings that we had last week. And because of that moisture returning, especially if you're traveling in and around the San Antonio area, first thing tomorrow, just know that we are expecting some areas of patchy fog to develop, some of which could hinder visibility just a little bit, especially by 7, 8, 9 o'clock. But then as we head into the mid to late morning hours, whatever we do find out there in terms of fog is expected to dissipate. Still mostly cloudy skies expected for the back half of the weekend's plans. Let's talk temperatures. Mid to upper 60s by 7 a.m. first thing tomorrow, around 67 expected here in San Antonio, 69 in Floresville, 68 in Pleasanton, and 66 out west in Sabinal. Cloud cover and some patchy fog first thing tomorrow. We're at 76 degrees by 11 a.m. Mostly cloudy skies take us into the afternoon, 82 by 1 o'clock. Not quite as hot, though, as what we saw earlier today because of that cloud cover. Temperatures topping off in the mid 80s for most of us. I think the farther south that you go, some upper 80s will be possible. 87 in Divine, 86 in Comfort, 88 out east in Seguin, stretching over to New Braunfels. After that, still mid 80s expected Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday of next week. Muggy morning lows, only falling into the low 70s each morning there as well. But you'll notice some additional changes that move in. As early as Monday, we have hit or miss rain chances that return to parts of the forecast. Yes, we have the Gulf moisture in place by that point, but we're also expecting some Pacific moisture to work into the Lone Star State, all thanks to what is now Tropical Storm Norma near Baja, California. That's going to continue to work into Mexico by Monday, quickly weakening as a system because of the mountainous terrain out that way. But the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere are going to loft the remnant Pacific moisture into parts of south central Texas. So while it's not going to be for everybody each day, it's not going to rain in your backyard each day, do know that we do have the spotty hit or miss rain chances in the forecast. And then by the middle of the week, we're also going to see some upper level support move in from an area of low pressure across the desert southwest. So not a bad idea to keep the umbrella in the car as early as Monday, even though you're probably not going to need to use it each and every day. Temperatures in the mid 80s for the most part into the afternoons, muggy morning lows in the low 70s. I guess it's not the 90s, so we've got that going for us. And yes, some chances of rain of grade 2.
Which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're focusing on. All of those rain chances. Yes. Thank you, Mia.
To you, it's just another Saturday night. To the KSAT 12 sports department, it is another night of big game coverage.
As always, yes.
Loaded high school this Saturday, including a big clash between John Jay and Harlan, and it delivered. Plus, the UTSA football team continues its winning ways in Boca Raton, Florida over FAU. We'll have
season combined. And he gets hit by the first pitch here and gets right in Maldonado's ear.
Do you expect any sort of carryover from last night into tomorrow regarding the tensions or anything like that?
Regarding what?
Regarding the tensions coming out of the 8th inning?
Yeah, probably.
Well, the MLB suspended Houston reliever Brian Abreu for 2 games after hitting Adolis Garcia with a 99-mile-per-hour fastball last night. We're talking playoff baseball in Big Board Sports. But first, leading off our high school football slate, a heavyweight district tilt between undefeated Jay and undefeated Harlan. Both highly ranked in our 12's top 12 and both desperate to keep that record unblemished. And man, was it a slugfest. Harlan forces a turnover and Jivori Graham capitalizes as the Hawks take a 37-27 lead. Jay comes right back. Jack Moda turns on the Jets. for a 56-yard house call, but a key two-point conversion fails, and with a 2-possession lead, Craig Sanders seals the win with a pick. Harlan improves to 9-0 with a 42-33 finish.
It's exciting because I always thought about this since I was little. When it comes to this part, I'm like, yeah, this is a big stage. I want to do show for them, entertain the people, and just continue to do my job.
We all, at the beginning of the season, dream of having a 9-0 and going into a 10-0 in 2 weeks here to try to get to that point, and it's in our hand.
Over at the Gus, 11th ranked Brennan up against Sotomayor, and the Bears trying to take this opportunity to earn their 5th district win. First quarter, Caden Glass handoff to Jason Love for the 18-yard end-around touchdown. This time, Brennan looks to sophomore McCall Thompson, who breaks through the middle and falls into the end zone, and Brennan rolls on to the 38-7 victory. When you see that golden Jaguar, you know the Johnson Jags are in the house, boasting a 6-1 record against the Marshall Rams, who are on a 2-game winning streak. First possession for the Jags, QB Ty Hawkins goes with the play action and finds Keegan Johnson over the middle of the field. He takes it in for a 25-yard touchdown. Then on the next drive for Johnson, Hawkins can't find anyone, so he decides to take off and weaves through the Marshall defense for a 39-yard touchdown run. The Jags would go on to win it 42-7. Over at Comalander Stadium, the Madison Mavericks looking to put an end to their 3-game losing streak, taking on Lee, who is still looking for its first win of the season. Lee stopped Madison's drive right before halftime, so Messiah Bratcher lines up a 38-yard field goal and nails it. That made it a 24-0 score at half, and Madison would go on to win it 38-7. After UTSA's win tonight, head coach Jeff Traylor said, "I want everyone to keep talking about how bad we are." The Roadrunners clearly playing with a chip on their shoulder, and they took it out on FAU from the very first drive. Robert Henry, too fast, he gets in for the 15-yard rushing score. Roadrunners add to... Okay, last night, the Houston Astros won a critical Game 5 to take their first lead of the ALCS 3-2 over the Texas Rangers. Houston won the Game 5-4 and are now 1 win away from their 3rd straight trip to the World Series. Although to do so, they'll have to find a spark at home where they've struggled against the Rangers, who will send Nathan Eovaldi, who is 3-0 this postseason, to the mound. Game 6 is Sunday night with first pitch at 7:03. And hey, coming up later in the show, Texas escapes Houston, plus we're talking more local college football and Spurs.
Lots to talk about. We'll see you then.
All right, thanks, Mary. We'll be right back.
A roach infestation and other health code violations were the reasons local health inspectors shut down a West Side fruit and snack shop. Also, the owner of a Chinese restaurant told me the roaches in his business came from a delivery. Ming Garden Express, located in the 7100 block of Highway 90 West, was temporarily shut down by a health inspector in late August, mainly due to a roach infestation. Live roaches were found in a container of clean utensils, and dead roaches were found on pans stored on a shelf. Roach droppings were found in the corners of the cold hold doors, and the inspector wrote there was heavy roach activity throughout the business. They were also told to repair and seal several holes and gaps in the walls, floors, and ceilings. The inspector gave them an 81 and told them to call when they were ready to reopen. How long did you guys get?
The very next day they opened up.
I stopped by this week to see if they'd made improvements. The owner didn't want to talk on camera, but he did take me behind the kitchen door. He said the roaches came in a delivery the same day the inspector showed up. He also says they were closed for a day to clean things up, and the bugs are no longer a problem. Fabito's, located in the 7300 block of West Military Drive, was also shut down by a health inspector who gave them a 77 on their September inspection. The business was storing utensils in room temperature water with food debris floating in it. There were numerous live and dead roaches throughout the place, including in the hand sink. The business also told to stop using unapproved chemicals for pest control. An open bottle was found right next to single-use to-go containers. containers. The ice machine was missing a panel that protects the water and ice from contamination. In all, the business had 8 repeat violations. The business was not open during their regular business hours when I stopped by this week. Gorditas Estiatorion, located in the 1300 block of South W.W. White Road, got a 76 on their September inspection. They had to remove food from a refrigeration unit that wasn't working. Eggs left at room temp were temping at 81 degrees. They were tossed out. There was no sanitizing solution in the dishwasher. Workers were touching food with bare hands and not properly washing their hands. Ants were crawling around a sugar container, and they were using recycled grocery bags to store raw meat. A re-inspection was ordered for early October. For Behind the Kitchen Door, Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
And a quick update, Metro Health notified us on Thursday evening that Fabitos met the requirements and were allowed to reopen.
Well, it has been almost 3 weeks since former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy was ousted from his job. Republicans have since remained divided on finding their next leader, paralyzing the House from acting on legislation until a new House Speaker is named. Representative Jim Jordan, just the latest Republican lawmaker to try and fail to get enough votes to win the gavel. Republicans like Representative Matt Gaetz are growing restless, but McCarthy says Gaetz and a few other Republicans are to blame for the chaos on Capitol Hill.
The whole country, I think, would scream at Matt Gaetz right now. Remember, it was a crazy eights led by Matt Gaetz.
Republicans have the weekend off before returning Monday to try to elect a speaker. Until then, no legislation can be brought to the House until a speaker is elected. That includes a massive $100 billion foreign aid package President Biden requested this week, including assistance for Israel and Ukraine.
In consumer news, Tesla recalling 55,000 newer Model X cars over a potential brake fluid safety problem. The National Highway Safety Administration says it affects Model X cars made between 2021 and 2023. The recalled cars are failing to detect low brake fluid, which in turn increases the risks of crashes. Tesla has released a free software update to correct the issue, and owners of the cars at risk will be notified by mail in December.
Toddler milk may seem like a healthy option for your child, but a new American Academy of Pediatrics report shows that may not be the case. That report found there is no nutritional benefit to formulas marketed for toddlers between 6 months and 3 years old. While infant formulas are a nutritionally complete dietary source designed for babies from birth to 12 months, toddler milk is not the same, nor is it necessary for toddlers. And unlike infant formula, the FDA does not regulate toddler milk because it isn't federally mandated to meet certain nutritional requirements. Coming up, so many women skipped their mammogram screenings over the pandemic, and now it's showing. What you need to know before you go to your next screening. From nurse to patient, a university hospital director completed her last chemo treatment on Tuesday for her metastatic breast cancer. She told me she caught it in between her yearly screenings and wants to show women who have skipped screenings what they're risking.
23 treatments, and then right after that I'd go to work.
Sean Velez conquered life head-on as a metastatic breast cancer patient and the ambulatory care director for University Health.
Yes, I've worked through this whole process, but there have been days where it's just, I didn't know if I could do it.
Today, she checked in for her last chemo treatment.
My family, I've got a lot to celebrate with them.
She found the lump in her breast March of 2022, and since then has undergone chemo, a mastectomy, and radiation.
They even got that picture of me getting my port placed.
Wow. This is when it was placed?
This was when it was placed.
She has no family history, does her mammograms every year, and found the tumor by a self-exam in the shower. She knows being proactive saved her life, but she also knows many women skipped screenings during the pandemic.
We want to catch cancer small before the patient can feel it.
Dr. Sarah Ortiz is the interim medical director of mammography for University Health. She says transparency with the process can usually quell some fears.
If I were getting a mammogram today, I would be in here with one tech?
Yes.
Okay.
Generally, the tech will compress your breast and the machine will take pictures.
How long does the process take?
A couple of seconds.
A short time commitment that can save your life.
So here's a patient that came from her screening mammogram, and you can see that little mass. I'm able to circle it to measure it, to know the exact location and the size.
As Velez works her way towards remission, she's also on a different mission.
Everybody knows I'm like, you need to check, especially those with a high family history.
Because time spent doing this means years longer doing this. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
And we're glad she's doing so well. The age for women who need mammograms has been dropped to 40, but if you have risk factors or a family history of breast cancer, that age drops down. So make sure to talk to your doctor about when you should start getting your screenings. And look out for mobile mammogram units and free scan programs.
All right, let's go back outside with live cam. Humidity already starting to build here in San Antonio and across portions of South Central Texas. I think you'll notice it, especially for any Sunday morning plans that you have first thing tomorrow. Quick backtrack, though, to talk about, yes, the record heat that we saw today here in San Antonio with that high of 93. Keep in mind our average high for this time of year, 81. So we were actually 12 degrees above that. Thankfully, we did have the dry air in place to help out just a little bit with a slightly more comfortable feel. Del Rio hit 92, not a record though, just 1 degree shy of their existing record high of 93 for October 21st. All right, right now temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 70s here in San Antonio. It is going to be a more humid start tomorrow with some patchy fog, but you can see as we take a look at our daytime highs moving forward, not as warm as what we saw today. And yes, we do have some hit or miss rain chances as early as Monday. We'll get to all those details after the break.
You know, it's been getting real warm, but the mornings have been so nice. I mean, you just get out, and I would stay out all day if it stayed that temperature.
Same. Even last week, it was kind of cold in the mornings.
I was actually cold.
I know. We need more of that. And I think later on in the extended forecast, as we get closer to Halloween, we're looking at some more temperatures kind of in that range. Because last week we had a couple of mornings where we dropped into the upper 40s. It was fantastic. It was feeling like fall, low humidity and everything. Now, it still was pretty seasonable out there earlier this morning. In fact, we did manage to drop into the upper 50s officially here in the Alamo City. 59 was our official morning low. Kerrville dropping into the upper 40s, 49 earlier today, 55 in Seguin, 55 in Pleasanton. Now again, first thing tomorrow morning, not going to be quite as cool and crisp. We are expected to see more of that humidity work back into the area. So because of that, some areas of patchy fog, some low level cloud cover expected, and temperatures do not fall as efficiently. Upper 60s by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning here in town. And then after that, we're in the low 70s. So unfortunately, over the next 7 days, not really feeling a whole lot like fall. It's going to feel a little bit more like spring. So the humidity builds overnight. Tomorrow morning, some patchy fog expected. Yes, we have the Gulf moisture working back in, but Pacific moisture is going to stream into the Lone Star State as well, especially throughout the first half of the upcoming work week. And because of that, hit or miss rain chances expected and mild temperatures with those highs in the 80s. Speaking of the moisture, though, here's a look at current dew points right now, especially across the coastal plains, Kennedy, Pleasanton, even stretching over to Gonzales. You're noticing more of that humidity right now. Still holding on to some drier air, though. Southern Edwards Plateau and the Hill Country, dew points in the 40s for places like Kerrville and Rock Springs, but that is going to change overnight. We've got winds in from the southeast just pumping in more of that Gulf moisture, so dew points are expected to rise tomorrow. I do think we'll see a little bit of dry air mixed down into the afternoon. Not too bad, but each and every morning moving forward, you can just see that humidity is going to stick with us. So that patchy fog is expected for any Sunday morning travel plans in and around the San Antonio area that you may have. Just something to plan for there. Mostly cloudy skies expected tomorrow. A little bit more cloud cover than what we saw today. Temperatures a little bit cooler, I guess more mild, we should say, as we head into the later portions of the afternoon. 86, that forecast high for us here in San Antonio, and mid 80s is where we're expected to top off pretty much each and every day moving forward into the upcoming week. Now we're pretty quiet right now, just got a little bit of radar noise out there in the Hill hill country. We've got some cirrus clouds, though, still moving across the state of Texas, and that is associated with that Pacific moisture coming from Tropical Storm Norma. As Norma moves into the western reaches of Mexico in the coming days as well, the system itself weakens and gets torn apart, but the elevated moisture works into the state of Texas, and that's what allows those hit or miss rain chances to return to at least parts of south central Texas by Monday. You can see this is the forecast rainfall potential through the second half of the upcoming work week. Most of the heavier rain expected to fall to our north for places like San Angelo, Abilene, stretching over to Dallas, but still we'll call it a 40% spotty chance on Monday, 30% into Tuesday, and then back up to a 40% potential on Wednesday before we see some isolated rain chances linger into the second half of the week. Not going to be for everybody here each and every day, but a good idea to at least keep the umbrella in the car, maybe the rain jacket, should you briefly need to use it, guys.
Already there.
I'm holding out for the next cold front.
We'll get there, Tim.
All right, we'll just hang on this week. All right, Mary, the Longhorns escaped Houston with a win. Escaped,
exactly. Yes, it wasn't the prettiest win. They let go of a big lead, but they got the job done. And really, Houston was close to a potential upset. We'll have more on that coming up. Plus, we'll hear from Spurs head coach Greg Popovich to see where he thinks San Antonio has improved the most. Texas at Houston, and no, we're not talking baseball. The 8th-ranked Longhorns back in action following a bye and their Red River rivalry loss. Texas in full control of the ballgame early. QB Quinn Ewers throws an exceptional pass to Xavier Worthy. He hauls it in for the touchdown. Houston down 21. Donovan Smith connects with a leaping Matthew Golden for the 32-yard TD. The Cougars tied the game at 21, then 24, but UT takes the lead late, and Houston's pass attempt on 4th and inches is incomplete. That came after a bad 3rd and 1 call, and Texas wins 31-24. More scores around the Big 12. Baylor improves to 3-4 with the win over Cincinnati, and Texas Tech falls to BYU 27-14. It was just a great all-around performance by the UTSA football team tonight in its AAC matchup against FAU. The Roadrunners' defense was sound, not allowing a single touchdown while holding the Owls to just 162 yards, while UTSA finished with 437. QB Frank Harris threw 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The 36-10 statement win moves the Roadrunners to 4-3 overall on the season. And UIW in action at McNeese State. They win 35-24. And Trinity, Division III action, puts up 57 points on Southwestern University to stay perfect in its conference schedule. The NBA preseason is officially a wrap, and last night the Spurs finished off their schedule by defeating Golden State 122-117, with rookie Victor Wembanyama leading the way with 19 points, 5 blocks, and 4 rebounds in 20 minutes. Now, looking at the Spurs defense so far, Wemby's presence alone has helped clean up some things, and the rest of the team has completely bought into playing strong defensively.
Defense, I think that we made some good strides because we were pretty poor last year, and this year they seem to believe that defense can help them win basketball.
Time to see it all come to life in some meaningful games, but don't forget to enjoy the process. The Spurs preseason begins Wednesday in SA against Dallas. Now, this UTSA blue and orange inspired jewelry collection by Kendra Scott will be available at the Kendra Scott store opening tomorrow from 12 to 2 at the shops at La Cantera. For every purchase, 20% will go to the Bryce Strong Foundation. UTSA safety Rashad Wisdom's family, the heart and soul of the foundation, are dedicated to improving the lives of those affected by cancer. Kind of switched it up there, but important to note, and hopefully everyone can make it out.
I love that. Those are beautiful too.
Yeah.
Tim, I think you look good in the blue.
Get yourself some bling and help people out at the same time.
Yes. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
Christmas present. We'll be right back.
All right, a humid start to the day expected first thing tomorrow with some patchy fog, upper 60s followed by highs in the mid 80s for us here in San Antonio, maybe some upper 80s just south of town. Hit or miss rain chances return to the forecast as early as Monday, and some muggy mornings are in store all the way through the upcoming week.
If you're keeping track, ABC owes us 10 minutes tonight.
Well, thanks so much for watching. We'll be on time tomorrow.
We hope to be. Good night.
Good morning, San Antonio starts dark.